Hey, Doug McCon of RealityMe.net, sporting a Rode Wireless Go 2, two Roman numerals, or not really how you say it. Anyhow, you get it. Great microphones. Love these. Rode did pass this equipment to me, but they aren't paying me to say good things about them. I just love their equipment. Now, last video I did, it was a little quiet because I think I had the dB set wrong. So this video is sort of a test, but it's mostly an exciting video. For me, it's an exciting video. I'm a juggler, and so I got something in the mail, and you can probably guess what it is. My equipment is all about 30 years old. Most of it was purchased wholesale when I was selling equipment. Kind of got in a little trouble for that, but that's a different story. So I used to go to shows. I used to go to these shows, and after the show, people would say, "We loved what you did. Where do I buy that stuff?" Well, at the time, the commercial internet wasn't around. For those who don't remember your history, commercial internet came around in 1994. Discussed in 93, came around in 94. I may have to fact check that, but that's how my memory has it. And it's right around 93, 94 is when the commercial internet came out. So my shows were before that. And at the time, there were only three places I knew where you could get juggling equipment. Dubé, Brian Dubé, Todd Smith, rest in peace, he's gone now, and Jugglebug. if you want to think of it, you're not a juggler. If you want to understand where these companies are, Brian Dubé is the Cadillac. Todd Smith, he had these things called bone breakers. God, they're somewhere in my house if I can identify them. They looked very similar to the Brian Dubé European style club. And that's kind of what's in here. I'll show you these as I talk. So Todd Smith, Brian Dubé's here. Todd Smith was probably really close, right in here. And the Jugglebug's way down here. Jugglebug was kind of we're going to produce juggling equipment for the common person. It was toys. It was junk. It was really cheaply made. It's like, but it provided a nice product for these shows where people would show up and say, "I want something." All I could do back then was say, "Here's 3 phone numbers to call. Call this guy in New York, call Brian Dubé. Call this guy Todd Smith over in the Midwest, I think he was, and call Jugglebug." I got to the point where I said, why don't I just have the equipment on hand? And then when they say, "Where do I buy it?" I say, "Here you go. Get Juggling for the complete klutz. Have that. Get some of these things." These are very similar in style to my gear's upstairs. I should have had some of the old clubs out. Very similar in style to a Brian Dubé European club. I mean, this is almost identical in diameter and shape, except this is ridged. This is little ridges. It's going to be interesting. This is a Henry. This is a Henry loop. I'm going to be buying some LED clubs from Vision, called Vision clubs, that are similar to this. I think this is a $26 club, and somewhere around there. So it's very affordable. It's considered I think this is considered a beginner to intermediate club. So, but it looks good for a show. I like a fatter club. There's some more clubs that I'm going to buy for show. They'll probably be $50 a club or something. And they're fatter, they're shinier. They fill the space better. And for me, it's about the visual. It's about what the audience sees. So this is obviously against the green screen. I didn't think about that. That's no good. But this is going to be good for me practicing. This is going to be me, but it also looks good enough that I'm not going to be ashamed to use this in an actual show. Now, what I'm going to end up with is one that's it's based on this shape and this design. It's called a Vision Club, and it is the most remarkable. I've held them in my hand. They feel good in my hands, which is why I bought these. When someone let me hold their Vision Clubs, I was like, oh my God, I got to have some of these. So I thought the Vision Club is an LED club. It's programmable. There's a little switch on the end. You click one, all the clubs. If you have 5 clubs, all 5 clubs change to the same pattern or whatnot. And it has these flaming patterns and different colors and strobes. And you can program it. You can give this controller to your audience member, let them change the clubs up. The Vision Clubs are amazing. They're also $650 for 3 of them, and I need about 12. So, for $26, I get the same form factor, and I can practice with it, and it looks good enough to do a daytime show. So that's what these are. I got 3 of them, and I'm very excited. And unfortunately, sitting in my desk, I'm not going to throw these around in this house, but yay! New gear. Oh, why am I getting new gear? That's where I was going with this. All my gear is about 30 years old. My torches are starting to break off. If I'm juggling torches and they hit the ground wrong, boom, the end shoots off. Not a safe thing for the audience. So I'm buying new torches. I basically have 3 shows. I have a prop show, this stuff, which you would think if you're go to New Orleans, you see a street performer during the daytime, they're going to be doing stuff like this. I've got a fire show. Fire shows are different. The rules have changed a lot. It was either White Stripes or was it White Stripes? Somebody in Delaware years ago chained up doors, had pyrotechnics inside the place, and killed a lot of people when the place burnt down. Ever since then, fire has changed, and it used to be considered a Class C firework. I don't know. There's rules now. There's this 4-letter acronym and this permission form you have to fill out, and doing fire indoors is almost impossible nowadays. It can be done, but I get insurance annually. I pay for show insurance that covers me under certain circumstances. Almost all of them exclude fire. You can get fire, but so I have 3 shows. I've got the prop show, I've got the fire show, which is just these things lit on fire. I've got fireballs, I've got fire clubs, I've got a fire Diablo, goes up in the air. I've got a devil stick, which is a center of gravity toy with a stick bounces back and forth. It's lit on the ends, and you grab the fire with your hand, and you actually, so much cool stuff you can do with fire. And fire's less expensive and more appealing to the audience than the next thing. The next thing is LED. LED is also awesome. It's getting better and better, and I wish I had gotten into the production of LED props because they are so expensive. I mean, 3 of these, $650. I found a $300 pair of hand sticks for a Diablo. Not even the yo-yo, nothing else. Just the hand sticks, the things you hold in your hands. $300. That doesn't make any sense to me. The LED world is amazing and versatile. I don't like shoving a bunch of batteries into the landfill. So I'm replacing all my old LED stuff with all the new hotness, which is rechargeable. So everything I'm getting is going to be rechargeable, going to be fancy. The Vision Clubs will look like this, and the stuff it's going to do. Going to be great shows. But those are my 3 things. I do props, fire, and LED. Then I have 3 types of shows. I do a street performing show, walk around entertainment. So, let's take the zoo. You might be at the zoo, you're out in a particular spot, or you find the spot. You look around and you go, oh, there's an open spot over there. I'm going to go draw a crowd. You go over to it, you do something that pulls a crowd in, and then you entertain them for 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the antsiness of the crowd. And they move on, and then you gather the next crowd. That's street performing. That's walk around entertainment. Then there is atmospheric entertainment, where you're just decoration. Used to do this for a local organization who would have an annual silent auction. It was a fundraiser, and they wanted atmosphere. So I was to be there, but I wasn't really to interact with the crowd. I was just in the background, on the sides, walking around, doing something that people could look over and go, oh, that's interesting. And so you've got atmospheric, you've got walk around, street performing, and then you have stage shows. Stage shows solo as a juggler, 20 minutes is probably a really good time frame. 30 minutes is typical. As a solo performer, I've gone as long as an hour and 10 minutes or more. 45 minutes is a long time to hold a crowd by yourself. With a partner, an hour and a half is an easy thing. You might even have a little intermission. You can make a big ordeal of it. If you have 5 jugglers on the stage, give me a 2-hour block of time. I'll keep everybody happy for 2 hours. It's a lot of fun. And I love getting new gear. You've been watching Doug. Ciao.